Hey there, welcome to day 53 of playing chess every day until I reach 1500 Elo. Currently we're at 1172 after a loss that I had 2 days ago, and then I actually didn't have a video yesterday because I just had really bad sleep the past couple days before that, so I needed to catch up on my sleep. So I took a day to recover, and I got better sleep, and now we're going to go ahead and jump into a 15-minute game. And we're up against an 1157. We got black. Looks like we're going to get the Karo Khan. Let's see which Karo Khan. I think he's going to go for advanced, would be my guess, by pushing this. No, he goes for the exchange. I think the advance is my favorite, but the exchange is alright as well. Okay. Here. Pressure on his pawn. We'll try to get our bishop out in a sec. Should I go here to prevent his knight from coming in? Because I don't want the knight to come in and then he's threatening this, and then trying to defend against that will be a little bit annoying. So I think I might just want to go here. Is there a better way to defend against that? This knight here. Here. If he goes there, I could go there. No, because then he could take that. Doesn't work. So let's just go here. I think I would like to just prevent him from bringing the knight in. Should be the simplest way. And then I can either go ahead and develop my bishop out, or I could also play queen here, immediately pressure this pawn, as well as this one, which I think I can do that. I think it seems good. Oh wait, actually, oh no, I'm already playing bad today. Yeah, my game the other day was kind of bad. I played pretty poorly, but I just missed that I actually hung that pawn. So yeah, hopefully I mean, I can take his now, so it's not a huge deal. But no, because he's threatening this fork. So yeah, no, that was a bad blunder actually. This check. Wait, no, he'll just go back. That check. Yeah, let's try not to blunder everything like the other day. I think the check and force him back seems like the simplest thing to do. But now we are at a disadvantage. If I go here, he takes, I take, or he goes here, I move, he can take, I can do the same thing. Is that okay? Is that okay to do? I can't tell. If it goes just as I calculated it there, I think I would be winning material from the pawns. Because when he goes here, he's not winning a pawn. But I take this pawn, and then I would also take this pawn. Then I would take the rook. But if there's any kind of in-between move that I missed, then it could be bad. So let's see, if I go here, he goes here right away. Then I have to move. and he can take whenever. After I move, he can take this, then here, then here, then here. I don't know. I'm not sure if it works. I'm just gonna give this check and send him back here, because otherwise I'll just take the knight. But now we have to make a little bit of a comeback here, and I can't win this pawn, so let's play. Can't go there. He takes. I can go here, but he can get a second defender on the knight pretty easily, so I don't think that that works. So let's just go. Let's develop the bishop first here. And let's open this up. For this bishop. We do have the knight pinned, but I don't have a way to threaten to win it, do I? I mean, I can go here, but that's not threatening to win it. I don't have a pawn on the d file that could like threaten to take it, because if I push this pawn, then it just blocks the pin when I go here. Yeah, I think I'll just trade that, even though I don't really want to trade because I'm slightly down material. But I think there's no other good place to put it, so let's just trade it. There's two defenders on this pawn. Let's try to just see if we can maybe get castled. If I go here, he can go here, take. Yeah, that doesn't work. So let's just develop maybe knight first. And see if we can get castled. Okay. I take here. I don't know if he'll take with the pawn or with the bishop. If he takes with the pawn, I need to move my knight. Probably can go here, but then he could take there, but then I take back with the queen. But I don't want to let him take and isolate this pawn. So I think I should take or move the knight. Could go here, threaten the queen. He could just cover that pawn though. Then I have this, threaten the bishop. I think the bishop also can get out of the way pretty easily. Okay, let's just take. Takes with the bishop. Let's probably go ahead and castle. I don't know if he's just going to try to trade everything. I'll probably just move the knight here. Go I'm interested in going here with this pin on the pawn to threaten the bishop. But I think he would just take. And I would have to take back with the pawn there. If I take the knight, queen comes in. Yeah, I don't want to just trade everything, so I think I'm just going to centralize here. And to obviously protect this, I could probably just push this. I think that seems like it would be fine. I have multiple defenders here, even though this pawn is pinned. I have 3 defenders. Let's go for that. I go here, where does his knight go? I can go there, but I can't take that. Because I'm wondering if there's any way to cut off. Well, he has the knight defending the bishop as well. I was thinking if I could cut off the queen's defense, that would be good. But if he takes with the knight, he's threatening this pawn right away. Yeah, we need to just trade. Sticking with the queen. This pawn is being threatened. I should try to create attacks because I'm playing very just defensively to whatever he's doing. I can't go here because he takes the pawn. I could go. I don't want to trade queens because he's up a pawn. Probably just go here. Yeah, I think just going here to protect it be the easiest thing. I feel like I'm gonna make blunders though. I kind of feel like the other day when I was missing a lot of stuff. So it fluctuates quite a bit. Some days I feel like I can just kind of see everything, and I am picking up the right threats that are there and stuff. And other days I'm just missing stuff left and right. Okay, so I'm thinking probably here now. Is there a knight move that would be good at all? Go here to threaten the pawn, and that's a threat of a fork. So he might need to maybe play this rook over to defend it. But then I could take this. So I think that seems kind of good. Once his knight moves, he's going to have a double attack on this pawn. But yeah, let's try to play more offensively here. Wait, if I go here, he goes here. Yeah, never mind. I'm not threatening this pawn until I get to this square. So here, I don't... Oh, I could take this pawn. So maybe he goes over like that. But maybe I should kick his queen away first. I feel like that might be better, because his queen is right up in my territory here. Queen gets back. Now I'm interested in this, and it does also open up the attack of the rook, actually, on the pawn. So I kind of like that. Oh yeah. Hmm. Yeah, no, I'm blundering today. I just totally missed that. So I think I'm going to just resign because that's gonna lose the rook unless I can fork him right after. Okay, let's just play it for a moment and see. I don't think I can because after take, then he has a chance to move and prevent my threat. So let's just see. Assuming he does that, which I think he definitely will, then I'll resign right after. Or should I go here? No, I can't go here first because he's threatening mate there, so I have to take this. And then he protects against that. And unless there's anything, if I go here, I can't get up in here. So I don't think I have anything. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and resign. And let's take a quick look at the game review. Yeah, we're in a little bit. Oh, he played really well. 91.3. We're in a little bit of a slump the past two games. He had a 1900 game rating, and I had a blunder, which was when I just left the pawn because I was focused on that. Wait, no, it was not. It was not when I left the pawn. It was when I blundered the right at the end there that he could take with that fork. Yeah, why did I not see that? Like the queen went back to here. He's repinning the pawn, and for some reason I didn't register that he was also threatening this one, which is only defended by that. So that was a pretty bad miss. But let's go back to the start and just go through from the beginning real quick. Yeah, there. So this just said an inaccuracy. It seemed like it was more like almost a blunder, or at least a mistake. I'm surprised it only says inaccuracy. Because I gave up the pawn, and then I was just at a significant disadvantage from being down a pawn right from the beginning. Okay, it wanted me to trade that first. Yeah, it wants me to just trade. I mean, I was trying to avoid trades because he's up material, but this was all good. Okay, like he didn't have that much of an advantage, plus 1.74, so that definitely could have turned around, but just when I made this blunder, that was pretty bad. Let's go ahead and play one more, which might be a bad decision. Well, actually, did I go? Yeah, that was the end of it. Let's play one more, but that might be a bad decision because I'm not playing super well right now, but I just want to get some more practice in, so let's go back and do a new game. We're up against a 1200. Just plays the immediate c5, which I think going like this is the best response to. But I don't know what to do after that, so I guess connecting one of these two pawns to it, and then I have a really advanced pawn chain, which can be nice. I can protect with this and then play this, get the knight developed first, or I could immediately play this. If I immediately play that, it blocks in this bishop a little bit, but not too much. And it is already defended by the queen anyway, though. So yeah, I don't have to defend it, but I think if I go here, prepare to play here, that seems like a solid idea. He's challenging it right away. I think think I want to, if I go here and well, if he takes back like this, I immediately take the queen and he loses castling rights. If I take and he takes back like this, he potentially opens himself up to checks, but right now the knight is guarding it. So I could take, but then I kind of lose control of the center. If I go here, then he could take, I could take back, I could get this pawn over there, and then I could still potentially maintain a lot of control of the center. So I think I prefer to try to hold on to it, because I think he'll, let's see, I take, I mean, I would like it if he took back this way, but I think if he takes back this way, would it be good enough? Take there. I mean, yeah, I don't have any checks right away. I guess if I could get rid of the knight, if I go here, then try to get the queen over, maybe I can weaken his king a lot and create some attacks. But I feel like the safer thing is probably just going here. But it takes, and I could either push or take. If I push, then I could go here. Oh yeah, and if I push, where's his knight go? His knight can't go here or here. So his knight has to go back, right? Or he can go here. And I take. Maybe. Push here. I don't know if I like that. Because then he could potentially not have to, I might not win the pawn back after, so yeah, I think I'll just take. I could take with the knight. Oh no, because that's defending this. So yeah, let's just take there. And then we're gonna need to move this knight to be able to connect with c4 and have the pawn chain here. And we have this check whenever, but I think he'll just block with the bishop. And he has the same thing for us. Now block with either the bishop or the knight, probably the bishop. See what he goes for here. I think my position is probably better if I can just, secure this pawn here and have a really nice pawn chain that's pretty far across the board. Seems like a kind of a weird move. I guess I also have the option of pushing my pawn once again. We cut off his bishop. And we're really already like close to promoting as long as we can protect the pawn. But it does allow his knight to develop, which right now it can only develop to the edge of the board. Actually, no, it can't because no, it can't because his bishop is watching. But he can't develop to where he wants to at the moment. I like this as an outpost. And then I'm also preparing to go here. Or where else would the knight go? Not sure exactly. I could develop the bishop. I could develop here. Okay, I think maybe let's just get the other knight here first. Just start developing everything normally because I'm not sure what like attacking move to play at the moment. Oh wait, if I go here and he goes here, then I just go here. So maybe he needs to block with the queen, and then I would potentially trade and then just try to focus on protecting this pawn and going into an endgame. There might be something much better though, but let's just see. Let's just give the check and see. If he blocks with the bishop, I think we win the bishop. Okay, he blocks with the queen. And I think I'll probably just trade it. If I go here, is there any other attacking move here? I don't think so. Yeah, let's just trade. And then I need to get a new defender for this pawn, because now when the knight moves, he could take it. Or I need to get rid of his knight. So maybe I'll go... Let's just develop my knight here. But actually, yeah, because if he gets a second attacker, I have to be ready to defend against that right away. So maybe I need to develop my bishop here, or bishop here and then here. Let's do bishop here and then here, because I want to be, I don't want the bishop and the knight to both be blocking this pawn. Yeah, so he's attacking that, and we immediately can go here to defend it. Now he does have pressure, so I can't move the bishop or the knight, otherwise he'll be able to take it. So I need to work another piece over here, probably the rook actually. Develop here. I can also just go here and then potentially just trade the knight for bishop, because the knight is the one pressuring the pawn. Right, castles. Yeah, I think I would like to develop here. I have to be careful though, I think, because if take, he's attacking my knight, and I don't have a good defender of it, I'll double my pawns if he takes it. But I think if he attacks the knight, I can go here to defend it, and then it should be okay. So let's go for that. Also, the knight is pinned to his bishop because he doesn't have a defender. So I think that means I could actually move my knight now, even without defending with the rook again on the pawn. Because he could take, I take. If he takes, then I take here. After he goes here, though, I have to move with, he has tempo on the bishop, and he could take this again. So I don't know if that quite works out for me. So I think I'm going to wait, get the rook behind the pawn first, and then prepare to move the knight, and then support it with c4, support the pawn. I really like that I'm still restricting his knight from development. All his pieces are fairly crammed up here, whereas mine are pretty free to develop. Also, does this work at all? Is this a move? Because it opens up an attack here, and attacks this. So if I go here, he takes, I take, he takes, but then I'm going to lose the rook. I would take his rook. I don't think that seems like it works that well. Maybe after I develop the knight and the rook won't be trapped, then I could reconsider that. I could also castle, actually, and then immediately the rook will be protecting. If I castle queenside, it will be protecting the pawn, and the king will be safe. As opposed to doing the rook here first, then knight, then castle kingside. Also, if I go here, actually this could be good, because if I go here, I'm threatening. Okay. Not sure what that move does. It seems to maybe just prepare the knight to develop here, since he can't develop it to the normal square. I was thinking I'd go here, and then I'm threatening to trap the rook in the corner, or force the knight to develop to the edge of the board. Also, if I go here, though, I am putting pressure on this pawn. The only defender is the bishop, so if I take the knight, bishop takes back, then I take the pawn, and then I'm also threatening his bishop. Let's develop the knight first here. Or actually, no, let's develop the knight first, because I want this knight to be covered. If he goes here, I don't want him to double my pawns. If we do that sequence. Okay, knight developed first. Oh yeah, and I have to remember that I need the knight to defend for now until I get the rook over, actually. Okay, let's, I think, castle queenside. I feel like that could be better. His bishop is defended now, so the knight is no longer pinned. Let's castle there. Now we have 3 defenders on our pawn. I should be okay to move this knight. And then I'm, actually, now that he moved his rook here, I'm threatening the fork as well. Threatening the fork and threatening this, and then, or winning the pawn, yeah. Which is also a fork, actually, on the rook and the bishop here. And then I'll be preparing to play c4 whenever I get the chance to protect the pawn, which will free up all my pieces that are defending it. I really do want to also get a rook on the e-file. Put more pressure on this bishop and on his rook. But I might focus on getting the knight in here first. I go here, and I'm threatening the fork. Oh, he develops his knight over to the corner there. Then he could go here and threaten my pawn, which I need to go here. I think I'm just going to stick with my plan of the fork, because that's more threatening than what he might be trying. Actually, if he does go here, it is putting more pressure on my pawn. I could just immediately play this. And then where does his knight even have the option of going? Oh, it could go back here to pressure the pawn. I think I'll go here first. I still have 3 defenders, or no, 2 defenders of the pawn. He has 3 attackers, but I can always trade this. If he goes here to threaten it, I can immediately trade. So let's try this. I think it's okay. And yeah, the idea is we threaten the fork, and if he protects the fork, we're threatening to take this, and that's another fork on the rook and the bishop. That's my idea. So let's see what he does. And if he does go here, I might just immediately go for the fork anyway and win a rook, and then I guess it would win him. He would win my pawn after, but the rook's more valuable. Or if he does that, I would just take this. Oh, wait, he takes the pawn first? Okay, so he's doing the taking the pawn first as a discovered attack on my bishop, which I didn't look at. But okay, I need to think about this for a second. If I take here, then he takes back with the knight, and the knight gets out of danger. But if I take here, how is this going to work? This feels hard to calculate. If I take here, oh, he could take here with check. So that makes it a little worse. If I go here, and he takes back with the knight, I don't have the fork right now, because his knight is actually covering that square. If I take with the rook, he takes with the bishop, then I take here, then he takes here, or he could take here whenever he wants because it's still with check. Yeah, the fact that this takes with check is definitely a bit of an issue. If I take here and he takes back, I still can take this pawn with the fork on these two. Then he needs to go over here, I think, or here, to protect, have these two protect each other. I think that's what I should do. Take here. Yeah, let's just go for that. I can't take forever on it. Oh wait, he takes with the rook? Oh, because then this knight hangs at the end. If I take here, he takes back. I take, this hangs. There is this. Okay, first off, I can just take the pawn. And this knight is not hanging. So I think I should just take the pawn first. And then if I can move this knight, or just put the rook behind it, then I think we're good. Let's just take the pawn. Threatening his bishop. This is still protected. He doesn't have any check over here anymore. Light square bishop is traded off. And then I really want to get this rook over here. So that should make a big difference. But I think we definitely lost some of our advantage, I think, because we lost that pawn that was so far across the board. But he came up with some nice tactical ideas there to be able to take it. I noticed that his bishop was pinned earlier, but I actually didn't really notice that mine was pinned as well. Or not pinned, but it was a discovered attack. So I'll be interested to see this part in the game review. And I'm still double attacking his knight, but it's just that I'll hang my knight if I do that. But take, 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 take. I mean, that is like an equal trade, right? So maybe it's fine. Actually, though, if I do have the knight protected, then this knight, the bishop, and the rook are all kind of threatened at once. If the knight moves, the bishop is hanging. Although the bishop needs to move right now anyway, because it's under threat. Unless he defends it. Oh wait, no, it is defended by the rook, but then I would force him away from the open file. Okay, so if I take that, I think he'll take back here, have his doubled rooks there. Take, and then he's threatening our pawns at the same time. So I don't think I want to do that yet. Yeah, let's just go here. So now we actually are threatening to take the knight. But because he defended the bishop, he kind of prevented the discovered attack, or whatever you would call it, if the knight moves. Actually, no, it does still work, because now it's double attacked by the bishop and the knight. Okay, he adds the defender here, but I could simply kick his knight away. And then where does he go to? Can't go here and go back. He can go here with check, but then I'll just go over. And then his knight, I think, is trapped, if that happens. So I don't think that will do anything. So I think if I kick it, he has to move, and then I'm still just threatening to win the knight there. I could also just go take, he takes, and then I just win the knight immediately. But I almost feel like it's more dangerous the way he's played this. Okay, actually, I think there's three options. So either this, maybe this, because the knight is pinned. But then I have to think about more potential squares he could go to. And if the knight's pinned to the bishop because I have two attackers on the bishop. So if the knight moves, then I just take the bishop. That, yeah, seems a little bit riskier. And then I think the other option would be just take the bishop first. He takes, and then I win the knight. And I think that seems like the safest option. I think I like that. So, take the bishop. And still, if he takes with check, takes the pawn with check. Actually, maybe I do go for this because I don't want him to end up winning the pawn with check at the end. So let's go for this first, because I don't think there's a downside. Because he has to immediately respond to this move. Hopefully that was the right choice, but yeah, I think once he goes somewhere, then I can still do the same thing I was going to do before. Which is take, and then win the knight. Or I could do it either way, because once he moves, I could just win the knight immediately because he only has one defender. But I think I'd rather trade this off first anyway. And yeah, I think that this gets his knight here trapped. So that doesn't work. This doesn't work. So yeah, he really just has to go back where he came, right? Okay. But what is the point of that? If I just go here, you take back and then I take the knight. So no matter what, I should be winning a piece, right? And then the other thing is, if you take back with a rook here, now your knight is pinned to your rook, and I'm still double attacking this knight. So this knight can't move. Maybe you have to try to get both rooks. Maybe you take with this rook. Or no, how do you even do that? I don't know if he can defend it. So let's probably just take that first. Okay. That's what we get. And then if I take back like this right away, his knight gets freed up. So yeah, I'm just going to take this. And then if this knight moves, then I take the rook. Because the rook is now pinned. So I think he's in a bit of trouble, right? And we did win a piece. So he needs to double defend the knight, but he can't do it. He has one defender, but the rooks are not able to stack right here. So unless I'm missing anything, I think I'll be up 2 pieces, right? Doesn't have any checks. He takes this, and then I take. Takes back. There's nothing after that. He has this check. Okay, he just takes with the pawn, and then we can just win the knight. And I have to think, how do I want to take it? I could take it with the rook and just try to get a rook trade immediately, which probably seems like a good idea. Or I could take it with the bishop, threaten this rook. It'll move somewhere. I think I'd like to just take the rook trade right away. Yeah. So I guess he's just trying to pin this, push the pawn. But if I just take the rook first, then he needs to take back anyway. Because he doesn't have like a mate there or anything. And I have, if he pushes the pawn, I just have a back rank mate. So let's just take that, yeah. And then let's probably just try to trade again. Take the open file. Okay, let's just block that. Oh wait, I could literally have just done back rank mate. Anyway, so I missed that for one move, even though I was just looking at it. Alright, so we had a loss and then a win, and we actually gained 1 elo point from where we started because we were at 1172. Now we're at 1173. So that is good. Nice little bit of a recovery there. Let's check the game review. I think I played okay there, but no, I played pretty bad actually. 66.1. So I guess I'm still not playing super great. I thought I played okay there, but it says I have a lot of misses. So let's see where those were. I don't have any blunders. I don't have any mistakes. No, I do have 1 mistake. And he has 4 mistakes. So I want to see what all the misses were. One of the misses has to be missing the back rank mate for 1 move. Let's see the opening here. So this was a book move to play the knight out first. Okay, that was all good. This was a miss to take. It did want me to push it. But I thought if I push and then he goes here, I guess then I just take here, push. It wants him to go back. If I go here, that's only good. I take, but it's still just getting the pawn back that I already lost. But it says I have a really big advantage, 2.6 here, even though material's equal. And I guess his knight is pretty weak out in the open here. We could chase it away with some different moves. Okay, so I should have pushed the pawn again instead of taking. That's important to remember. This was a blunder, which I missed. Win the bishop to an eventual pin. Oh yeah, because if I went here first, because I went for this check and then try to maybe push the pawn if he blocked with the bishop later, but I could have reversed the sequence. Push this first, which is what it wants. And then if I go here and he blocks, yeah, we're going to be able to, he has to block, so we're going to be able to win the bishop there. Which is pretty nice. Like, no matter what he plays, he can't take this. I mean, I guess maybe just taking the pawn for the bishop is probably the best thing. Okay, that was another miss. So that's good to know. That was inaccurate to take the queen. It wants the bishop here. Best move was to develop a bishop and attack the center. You permitted the opponent to recapture and activate a bishop at the same time. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what this is attacking. I mean, it develops, but I don't know what it's really attacking, so. I figured just trade off and then use my strong pawn to try to win the endgame. That was inaccurate. It wants knight here so that I get the fork, so threaten the fork immediately. But he could defend the fork by going back or something like that. Or going here. Let me see. I don't know, I didn't want to give this pawn. For me, this was my main focus, was holding on to this pawn. But I guess he has to respond first. Oh, he defends the fork like that. And then I push the pawn to defend. Oh, that's such a quicker way to get my pawn defended. By first threatening the fork, open it up, and then push that. Yeah, that's really clever. That would have been good to see. Okay, it's not a big fan of the bishop here in front of the knight, I guess because of the fact that it did allow that discovered attack later. Because it's undefended. That was a mistake. This was a mistake. Dang, we're making a lot of mistakes here. It says it will cost me a pawn. Let's see the follow-up. Oh yeah, because he... Wait. He took it with the bishop. Let me just see real quick why... Yeah, because when I... No, because when I take this back, it defends this. Oh yeah, never mind. It was because the knight hangs at the end. I forgot. Here, knight hangs. Yeah, this knight was a big tactical weakness, being undefended for so long. So let's go back. Where were we? We were there. We both made that mistake because he could have won the pawn. It wanted me to get this knight safe right away, so that he didn't have that tactic. But I played the best move here, and we still have a plus 1.82 advantage here. Okay, we take that pawn. That was nice. Equal material again. And then that was a mistake. It wants me to take here first. Take. Yeah, so I could have played this. It doesn't even want me to take the knight. It wants me to just go here. Because the knight's already pinned. Why not just take it? Oh. Yeah, no, never mind. It doesn't work because he can't take this. I take that. Take it. He goes over. Then I drop back and allow a trade. So this is still really good either way. So I missed this tactic. I didn't do it quick enough, I guess. First I push this. It doesn't actually like that much. It just says good. And then this was a weird move because it didn't really do anything for him. We just won a lot of material. We won like 2 pieces basically. And then we just trade everything off. And then I missed the back rank mate, which is another big miss. Maybe that also um, reduced my accuracy a decent amount from those 3 big misses. And then we got it on the next move. So yeah, we're 1173. We brought him down to 1197. But yeah, we're still bouncing around the 1170s for now. So just got to do a little bit more studying, and I think I'll be able to get up to 1200 soon. This has been day 53, and I'll see you guys on day 54. Thanks for watching.